Thank you, everyone, for joining us on another episode of Market Like It's Hot, where we bring you the information that we have for marketing and make your marketing look really hot. My name is Yasmine Robles of Rebel Marketing. We have recently changed our name. We were Robles Designs, but we are now Rebel Marketing, and I am the founder, the owner, and the one who pays the bills. And Izzy is here with me today. She worked for me, which thank you, Izzy, for staying on for so long. Izzy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Izzy Dodosky, and I do the analytics and social media stuff.
All that you do, though.
Yeah, I like dilly-dally here and there, and, I tackle what's needed. Email marketing, showing my face places, different things, so.
Yeah, chugging hot sauce really
Chugging hot
depends on the
sauce when
situation.
needed.
Yeah. Izzy, let's start off today's episode with something that you have recently found in marketing, on social media, something funny.
Yeah, so going off of Sabrina Carpenter and what she's been doing, Sabrina Carpenter is probably one of the top people of 2024. So to end the year, Dunkin' came out with a new campaign with Sabrina Carpenter. She's very popular because of her song Espresso. So they took that and they created this campaign with her for a shake and espresso. And it's probably one of the funniest ads I've seen all year, where she's shaking the shaker full of the Dunkin' espresso. And the whole campaign is her saying, "I'm shaking that S," instead of what it sounds like it is. And at the end, she even like says, "Oh, it kind of sounds like I'm saying shake that beep," and I think it's amazing. And it caters to the Dunkin' audience, because a lot of the coffee drinkers are like teens going to Dunkin' before high school, or like college students, and those are the type of people. What it is. Everybody went to Dunkin' before high
Teens go
school.
to Dunkin'?
Yeah,
Dang.
yeah.
Starbucks has to work on their branding.
Well, Starbucks is more expensive than Dunkin' too, so it's like
That's true.
a lot of
Mhm.
those younger people who are also her audience are the people who are going to
Yeah.
Dunkin', and then now that they have introduced that and be like, "This is Sabrina Carpenter's drink," more people who even went to Starbucks are probably going to go to
Mhm.
Dunkin' to get the shaken espresso. But yeah, I just thought it was like really smart because it captures both those audiences. Like, one, who her listeners are, and two, who Dunkin' is catering to. So, and then, I mean, like, even if you don't know who Sabrina Carpenter is, like, I like a shaken espresso, so I feel like it
Mhm.
goes both ways. But Shake That S was very funny.
Yeah, I would recommend looking it up. It's on YouTube, and I like the whole thing. And it's not just Sabrina shaking that. I mean, it's contagious. Everybody was shaking that ass. Like,
Even her
yeah.
grandma.
Grandma, yeah.
Grandma was shaking that S.
Which those are goals right there. I want to be that kind of grandma, the one that's like, don't let her near the tequila. She's gonna start shaking that ass.
Oh my gosh.
She might
Yeah.
not have saved for retirement, but she knows how to shake it.
Right, right.
Yeah. All right. So, Izzy, what are we officially going to be talking about today?
We're gonna be talking about how to turn your followers into customers on social media. So right now, especially with TikTok, maybe seeing the end of it, I think it's on January 19th, they decide if it's gone or not. It's kind of weird to see all these influencers who are really big racking it in with the TikTok creator fund, be scared because they're not going to have that income come in anymore. And they didn't really diversify what they were doing besides just posting videos. So it's like a really big deal. And I think like TikTok has contributed to like almost, I think it might have been the billions for how much money it's like brought to creators in the US. So the fact that they're banning that is like really crazy, because I mean, it's not like a 9 to 5 job, but like it's still providing like income for a bunch of people. So just we were going to talk about how, like, if you were in a position of being an influencer, like what other steps might you take to maybe you don't have to influence as much. So if you have anything to add on to that, Yasmin.
No, I mean, to be quite honest, I have stopped a lot of my Facebook. Like I used to be when I was young, and Facebook came out. That's what I used, and then now I don't use Facebook that much because it just doesn't appeal to me. So, and then Instagram has it's still cool. Like I still use it every so often, but TikTok has become my greatest love. Like if I need to just zone out on something or make purchases I probably don't need, TikTok is the way to go. Um, but it just because it also I mean, I don't know what they're doing with the algorithm, but it knows exactly like, okay, she right now, she's probably been working all day. She probably needs to watch people fall down in the snow or in ice, or now she needs to see puppies, and maybe we'll give her some political stuff, but then we know that's going to be hard on her, so we're going to give her something hilarious. Um, yeah, I bet you they even know like what maybe TMI, but feminine cycles and like it'll show me videos of babies, and I'm like, maybe can I has one? And then I'm like, no, show me something else, and then it'll stop that, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you read my mind. So I
Mhm.
love TikTok, um, but I'm sad that it's going away. But as an entrepreneur, what like if we did even whether it's TikTok or Instagram or any of them, if we have started a strategy to try to gain followers, what the heck can we do now? And hopefully this comes out before maybe there's a last minute change for TikTok, but what can we do to safeguard ourselves on any platform? Because I think before the show you were talking about they took away Vine. And so what on earth can we do? Is he help us?
Um, apparently I'm the saving grace for this. But basically,
You have less
um,
gray hairs, so
I mean, I've had gray hair multiple times. I just dyed it. But basically,
oh, just multiple times.
yeah, multiple times, multiple times. Um, basically, with one, if you're like in an influencer position rather than a business position, that's why I kind of talked about Vine before this. A lot of people from Vine at that time who were making money from Vine, like it with Vine, they were getting some money just for posting, but a lot of them turned to brand deals and different things like that. But when Vine was taken away, those brand deals were gone, and so was the money from posting. But a lot of them ended up turning to YouTube and then made even more money from YouTube because they had these loyal fans who wanted to follow them. And even when it was up in the air if Vine was even getting banned, a lot of these people already made that transition over and made sure that their audience knew that they were on there. I feel like right now with TikTok, it's like, well, let's just hope. It's like TikTok isn't like going to be banned or like we've been talking about the TikTok ban for like 2 years. It's like it's good to have yourself set up in a situation just in case. Cause I mean, I don't want TikTok to be banned, but if I wake up on January 19th and I'm not allowed to like post and stuff, that's gonna be like really sad. And with those people, it's like now they don't have that same engagement that they did on that platform. So it's like right now, if they were to be like, hey, just in case TikTok does get banned, here are some other like avenues if you like me and my personality, like go on Instagram, YouTube, all these other things that we know are gonna stick around rather than just be like, "Oh my gosh, my creator fund," like, type posts. I would rather that like, be like, "Here's some other options," and I'll probably be posting on there more now just to, like, 1, establish who they like, I will be posting on here, and 2, just, like, kind of direct their attention over to that platform rather than TikTok at the moment. Um, but yeah, do you think the same thing or
Yeah. So if you are in it for money, whatever kind of money you're trying to get off of the interwebs, you really need to have a backup plan. And my biggest thing is try to get their email addresses, get them on an email newsletter or something, because it can go away. So right now, like I'm on not myself, Patreon, but I support some creators on Patreon and whatever small amount I can give. But now they have my email address. And so if Patreon goes away, they can still get a hold of me. Um, so I think getting there, and I don't know, Izzy, what would the strategy be? So let's say I'm an amazing influencer on TikTok dreams. But what would the strategy have been, whether it's around now or later, or whether it's Instagram or any of the other ones that are out there? what would the strategy be? You mentioned for me to talk about these other platforms I'm on, should I have a website or a splash page? Should I get on Patreon? What can I do so that I can really make sure that the people who are following me become fans and clients and buy
Yeah.
merch or whatever?
I think for influencers, it's more about the link tree in their bios to get everything else that they need. But what the main point I think is that they should have just been like diversifying what they're doing anyway. So like when you're in that position and you're making that much money, you don't want to just sit and do one thing. One, if you have all those followers, they'll probably buy something from you, but make sure it's a good product because then that could also be the downfall of your career right there. So, do you know like the Sterniolo triplets? Do you know who those people are? No. Okay, they're these big YouTubers, and one of them came out with like a chapstick, and this chapstick is supposed to be better than all chapsticks. Why did he come out with the chapstick? Nobody knows. But it's a $40 chapstick and people bought it and they're like, I feel like this is the stuff that I get at like those freebies at the convention tables. Like there's really nothing special about it. So you just kind of made everybody angry who supports you because you just made them spend $40 on chapstick. And I feel like you also need to see who you're associating with. So like with that deal, they were also the ones who did another problematic influencer, and then that made it like reflect back on him. So it's like, one, are you going to sell merch? What's the merch? Is it actually going to be good? Are people going to buy it? Two, Patreon is great. I subscribe to multiple Patreons because I want to see the behind the scenes content and like get everything from them. That's mostly like for podcasts that I listen to or like just YouTube channels. But those two things, it's like if you're able to create a product that people like, or if it's just merch, or the Patreon. But the thing with making it a product that has nothing like really to like a great example of this is Emma Chamberlain. Do you know who Emma Chamberlain is? Okay. Emma Chamberlain was a YouTuber and she got this huge following of girls probably when I was a junior in high school, I think. She's around my age, but basically everybody started wearing puffy coats and scrunchies because of Emma Chamberlain. Emma Chamberlain is so good at what she does that after she moved to LA, started doing all these things, she started a podcast, and then she was known for drinking coffee every morning. Like she made herself coffee every single morning. Now she has made Chamberlain coffee. And Chamberlain coffee is one of the top selling coffee brands in the US now. And it's all because she took the time to make sure the product was good and that is her. And now she doesn't even like I saw a podcast the other day where she's like, I don't even check my bank account anymore. Because yeah, and I'm like, okay, you live in a multi-million dollar mansion and you're just like selling coffee and people buy it because it's good and they're repeat customers, so you keep having them come back. But all she did before was just be a YouTuber. It's like you have to think about those different avenues that you could take if you have that money already from being an influencer and like how can I make this bigger for me. Like James Charles with his makeup line. I don't think James Charles is that good of a guy, but do still like people still buy his products. You know what I'm saying? It's like different things like that. It's like it has to identify with your brand, but it also can become a brand itself without like people thinking about you. Like I knew a friend who bought Chamberlain coffee the other day and had no idea it was Emma Chamberlain's brand. So yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool. I just Googled her and I do know I have kids, so I have seen her face multiple times on the television.
Mhm.
Um, and you said she started wearing the scrunchies. I mean, I was wearing scrunchies originally,
Yeah.
okay, when I was a kid.
Yeah.
She just she just brought something back that was kind of
She
like
brought
retro
them
for
back,
her.
and she
But
also sold
yeah.
scrunchies, and then also she was very
Yeah.
into thrifting. That's why thrifting is so big now, and the Goodwill is not the same price it used to be. But
Mhm.
she's like now the
That
face
was
of like
pretty
Depop.
smart.
Yeah, and Depop's
I
that
wonder
reselling app for. Do you know
yeah.
Depop? It's like
I've
a
heard of it.
thrift store app, basically, and she is now the
Mm.
face of that. She has been on multiple red carpets because everybody thinks, like, her, style is so different compared to everybody else because 'cause she'll bring back these different trends. So she's basically, like, created this whole portfolio for herself just based on her doing YouTube.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I don't know if she was told or if she thought of it herself or somebody just said, "Hey, you probably have to diversify," and she looked at what it would do. What is part of my personal brand? And it was coffee,
Yeah,
right? Or scrunchies. And she's like, "You know what? I can dive in on this."
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
but she doesn't have to
What
worry
would
about
your product
TikTok not
be?
being there.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's crazy.
So I guess so Izzy, if for you personally, if you had a bit of a following, what product would you come out with?
For me, it would probably be hair dye, because how much I dye my hair, and the other thing is I hate a lot of hair dyes because of certain things that they put into it, so I would make sure that mine would actually stick on your head and it was good ingredients and wouldn't make your hair sizzle and it would also smell good. So, just little things like that, or like sometimes it's like hard to achieve colors, so like actually like lay it out for them. How do you dye your hair to get it to that color? And different things like that. That would definitely be like one of mine, or probably an energy drink. I drink a lot of energy drinks.
Yeah, it's true.
But I don't want to betray Red Bull
I
like
like
that.
that. Oh, maybe you could, do some kind of joint venture with Red Bull.
True. Like a
They
collab with
could
Red
sponsor
Bull.
us. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I would love that.
totally.
I'm their biggest
Get
fan.
Izzy some cases of Red Bull.
Yeah.
She'll put them on the podcast.
I mean, I've tweeted at them multiple times. I don't even have Twitter anymore. Jimmy Johns used to follow me, but like had to give that up because I deleted my Twitter.
See, I just left it. I didn't delete it, but yeah, I don't know, Twitter.
But
I
Jimmy, if
think
you
I would
find me on
do
Instagram, follow me back.
Instagram, all the places in case one of them goes away.
Yeah.
Follow Izzy. LinkedIn.
Jimmy Johns, follow me on
Uh,
LinkedIn. Drop.
yes, yeah. Come to one of our workshops.
Yeah.
I think Izzy would probably melt or
I would
explode
cry.
or implode.
I would cry if Jimmy Jones came to a workshop.
Yeah. Yeah, I was trying to think of when you were saying, okay, I feel like the hair dye, the energy drink that fits. I don't know. For me, it would be something like some kind of hot sauce. Because I really like if I'm not if my face is not leaking, I don't think it was hot enough. And I would want to come up with some hot sauces. And yeah, I think that would be great. Or like a margarita mix,
Yeah, the
like a
fact that you
mom
didn't say
margarita mix,
tequila was
margarita
wild to
mom.
me.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't know about alcohol, all the shipping regulations,
Oh, okay.
but we could. I know someone who they own. There's a local coffee place here in Columbus. Well, they sell coffee, Cafe Graciela, and I found them at a pop up, bought their stuff, loved it. So I've ordered some more, and they have a farm. I'm going to mess up which country, so I'm not going to mention where, but they have a farm and they ship it over here. And so if somebody has a farm where they can make tequila in Mexico, I will obviously have to go taste test, and I will also have to go to your competitors because you have to do competitive analysis. And maybe we can
Exactly.
come up with a rebel marketing tequila.
I think a Rebel Tequila sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. Cool. We'll put that on our list. I'll
Yeah.
let our I'll let Erin from our team know. She'll roll her eyes a little bit and then
Hey, we're
put it in the sauna.
transitioning. We are now a tequila brand.
All right. So I have a question though about what about new platforms? So there's a couple of new ones, new to me at my age, but like Blue Sky. And then my kid was like, I don't check TikTok anymore. And I was like, what else are you on then? Because you're literally staring at your phone all the time. So if we, as older people who own businesses, hear about these new platforms, do we go on them? Like, is there a strategy? We don't want the same thing to happen as what Twitter and Vine, but should we test it out? How do we even know if it's the right fit?
I would just say trial and error. Like, one, go on there, make an account for your personal self before you do your business. See if it's even something that's worth dabbling in. Like, do you like the platform? If you don't, is it easy to use? Um, like, are there other companies on this platform right now? Like, I know that you could also be like the first person to do it and then you get that large following, but the chances of that are also like 1 in a million to do. So just like make sure that it aligns with what you want to be doing and what they are offering. Like, I don't like the layouts of a lot of the new apps that they're trying to roll out, so that I don't even use them, because it's like, oh, it's not easy enough, it's frustrating, it's not what I'm used to. So um yeah, I think it's all just trial and error. And then if you like it, start it with the business, see if it does anything for your business. I would try to do it for like 3 months, and if after you're not feeling it, don't do it.
Yeah, I'd say go in trial and error strategically. Um, See what everybody else is doing, and really pay close attention to, yeah, to what's working, what's not working. But have a goal for it. If the goal is to just start out and see if you can gain followers, or is it to make money right off the bat, which I probably shouldn't be the goal if you're trialing all these things. If you're just, on the trial and journey. Um, but go in with some kind of goal. So like if you, for example, if you had been trying to grow on TikTok and you had a couple of followers, the goal would be to gain followers and then maybe start to pitch a product. But yeah, just test it out like
Hmm.
anything else. All
I
right.
just feel like that's the best answer.
Of course it is. All right. Any last words of wisdom, Izzy? Or you can close us out.
Shake that S in 2025.
Yes, it'll make 2025 so much better.
What about
All
you?
right. For me, well, according to one of our previous meeting, I have to learn how to floss the dance. I got to do that. And then my biggest words of wisdom, though, for anybody is always that no body, no crime. So make sure no body, no crime, and then just ask for a lawyer. And
Yep.
the cops will lie to you. So
Hmm.
I've learned that from a lot of podcasts, who are the ones that I, provide money for on Patreon. Maybe they can help me out. Maybe they'll make a podcast out of me.
Yeah.
Either way, if I do either thing or disappear something, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm investing in my future podcast episode.
So true. Good.
All right. If you would like a marketing audit or have us take a look at your website, feel free to check out myrebelmarketing.com. And if you want to download a freebie, we have revamped our marketing audit worksheet. It's a couple pages now, more than a couple pages. There's videos that go along with it, and it's free. So go to myrebelmarketing.com/checklist. And with that, we will catch you in the next episode. There's always that awkward pause. All right.